This is the Star Wars C-3PO Protocol Droid 1/12 scale model kit by Bandai. This was a product that was released way back in 2015. My guess is during the launch of The Force Awakens, Bandai was commissioned to do several figures in the Star Wars trilogy line. So here it is. It's a basic model kit from Bandai. If you haven't done anything like Gundams or anything like that from Bandai, then this might surprise you a little bit. But basic model kit. Open it up. It's got a that's it for the packaging. The bottom half doesn't have anything at all. So it comes with a standard instruction sheet. Most of the instructions are in monochrome. Very nice, very detailed. It's just a little bit difficult to read the kanji or the katakana, the Japanese. But the other side is all done in color, and you get a nice little picture of what to expect. And it also has, what is that? Here, the last segment of the instructions are in color. So, okay, let's put that away. And comes with the standard pieces where they come in this, what do you call these? In these trays or shells or skeletons, or where you pluck out all the pieces. It's not advisable. I tried to do some of that, but it's best if you have clippers to cut them. So you have some tweezers, you have a box cutter you can use to smoothen out the places where they snap off. There's some extra pieces that they've given out, you know, just in case. So standard basic trays, 2 gold chromed trays. Used up most of the pieces, and here it also comes with a base. Needs a little bit of assembly for the foot piece and the connecting port. So if you have several of these figures, you can actually connect them side by side. That here. Okay, and on to the figure itself. So here is the figure. I built it up already, and this is exactly how I want him displayed as. The main reason I picked up this figure was really for the chrome. If you've noticed, I think Bandai, maybe to a certain degree Mafex, but I've not seen the Mafex version of this one. But Bandai, I think, has the most color chrome accurate pieces or figure for C-3PO that I've seen. So he also comes with 2 sets of stickers. This is the one that is dry peel. This one is the wet, you know, the old school fashion. You know, my first model kit was from Tamiya. My dad gave it to me when I was 7 years old. It was an F-16 fighter jet, and they were not snap-on kits. They were super glued kits, and you had to use some cement or really tough glue. And the sticker sheets were like this. You need some tweezers, you had to wet them, put some water on them to peel them off, and then they'd stick on like forever. These things really stuck. And the newer ones now, the dry peel ones, after a while the glue starts to dry up or expires or something because of the climate in your country, and they'd peel off. So yeah, I didn't put the ones on the underside of his hand. I feel I didn't need it. The eyes, I lost one. I don't know how this one got lost, but I decided not to use the eye stickers. Just, you know, I didn't feel I didn't need it. So he does come with other accessories. We'll talk about that later, but let me just get rid of these just to give you an idea of what it comes with. So it's basically a model kit, a Bandai model kit, more like if you were building a Gundam. So here he is. Let me just back that up. Okay, more light, please. So it's very, very cool. The main reason I got this one was really for the chrome parts, and I love it. It's very accurate to episode 4. It's got that silver leg, and it's too bright now. Silver leg, gold chrome pieces. This is something like if you live in the Philippines, you have to display this in covered shelves, or like glass shelves or acrylic shelves. You cannot display this out in the elements. That vac metal is just going to oxidize and all that. Dust is going to set in. So I'm probably going to put this in a poly bag, store it back in the box or something like that, but I'm not displaying this without a shelf. Now, okay, before we do some size comparisons, maybe I'll show you the features. Okay, let's start with the arms. This is his non-movable arm. It's just got a swivel wrist, and the shoulder. You can easily pop it off, both arms, which is nice actually. The limbs are, you can easily pop off the limbs quite easily, so you can do that. If you had a Chewbacca, you could do that whole disassembled thing and whatnot. This is his standard limbs. This is the articulated ones. They don't really work as well as they ought to. Also, they have separate arms, separate fists that have that small, very, very small communicator that we've seen in episode 4. It's removable. It's stuck on there, but I'll talk about that later. So you can actually, this is the standard arms, but if you noticed, the piston joints are not chrome. They're made of the soft plastic that's, you know, standard plastic kits are made of, the soft PVC material. And the reason I'm not showing them off, you can move it up and down. They move up and down, and you can bend the arm this way and that way, and they move along that ridge or that trench. And the problem is, if you don't sand that, if you don't smoothen out the pieces or the places where the pieces were cut off from the grid, they're going to get stuck, and they're going to end up bending. And this one, I've already bent it so much, I'm surprised it's not even cracked anywhere there. But they don't really, the hinge is on very tight. They don't really move as smooth. It should move up and down like that, and as you can see, it doesn't. It just kind of gets stuck there. So that's the reason I'm not bending it as I should when I'm trying to demonstrate it. So it bends all the way here, stretches all the way up to something like that. Okay, so that's the articulated one. The hinge on the wrist is a little bit of a ball joint with the hinge, so that's fine. Okay, talk about the communicator. The communicator, this one, you can remove it. I'm not going to do it because it's stuck on a very, very small peg right there. And you probably need to use some tweezers just to stick it in. I actually lost it. I tried to stick it in my finger and it just flew, and I was like, I'm never gonna find it. It was like I was on my room had carpeting. I was on the bed. I was fixing. I thought I'd never find it. I got a flashlight, an LED flashlight. Looked for it for about 10 minutes, and I actually found it. It was so tiny, and I thinking, you know, if you're not used to these model kits, don't give this to your kids. If you're not gonna supervise them or what, if your kid is not used to building such model kits, it would be advisable to not give them at first. Or if you want to give it, you have to do it together. You know, and even me, I've done several model kits. I've gotten Gundams. When I started collecting again in 2007, I have 2 Gundams and 1 Evangelion kits, and they were like crazy to build. This one took about 1.5 to 2 hours to make, and yeah. So let me just get rid of this and put back the standard arm, because I really think, you know, C-3PO doesn't need to move his arms that much. You can also swap the hands if you want. If you want the one with a communicator, you can actually swap the fists, and it's easy to put in. And again, you have to smoothen out the parts where they break off from the grid. Otherwise, they're not gonna snap in together flush as you'd want them to. Okay. Another interesting bit that you can do is the chest is this part, the top chest is actually swappable with an alternate chest, and this one includes that immobilizing device, which is not painted. You can paint it, of course. That it is removable. You can snap it off if you want to, but there's going to be a hole there. You can replace it with that, and then it gets immobilized. That's nice. Another interesting gimmick that you can use is he comes with an alternate Return of the Jedi or Episode 6 face. In this one, where the Salacious Crumb picks out his eye, you can actually remove the. I'm not going to do it. It's quite fragile. I don't know if I can show you. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna do it. But suffice to say, you can remove it if you want to. And underneath that whole underneath that is his eyes, and you can pop off one eye, and then you can swap in this one. So you'll have something like that. That's pretty cool. And this one has the dent as well, and that's more accurate to episode 6 as well. Also, this one, there is an option to swap it with a non-chrome piece. I don't know why. I don't know why Bandai did that. Maybe it's to prevent it from breaking or something like that. I don't know. But these are tiny, tiny pieces that, you know, you're going to need some tools, some tweezers if you want to do it. Okay, I'll talk about more of the sculpt and those tiny pieces a little bit later, but some more of the features. That back of the leg right there, you could swap it up with one that has a label or a decal to match this one, but I wanted to use as much chrome as I wanted to for the entire figure. So that's that. And again, no stickers right there. I feel I didn't need it. The central electronics is very nice. The workings, machinations of his guts, very nice. There's like a label, there's a sticker sheet right there, then there's a red piece and a gold piece. This gold piece actually I broke. It's supposed to be this long, it's supposed to extend all the way down, but it was made of very, very soft plastic, and I was stupid enough, I didn't use the cutters, the clippers, and they broke at the middle, and kind of sucks, but it still kind of works nicely like that. Not as obvious as I thought it would be. Okay. All right, that's that. That's it for the details of the sculpt. Just a little bit a little more. They really painstakingly put a lot of effort into building this kit. There are a lot of pieces that are just super, super tiny, like that screw right there. That thing is a separate piece. There's this square piece right here where the screw is a separate piece. There's so many small bits that you could easily lose, and if you're not, you know, paying attention, you could actually lose them. Okay, another gimmick that they've added is this one. There is a removable plate right here. I thought I made a mistake, but it's actually a removable plate. And that one, they added that bit of detail. It doesn't light up or anything. There's a clear plastic to represent those light up parts, I suppose, and that's chrome. There's a chrome piece right there that you attach. So all these little details really, really make this a wonderful, wonderful piece. Okay, articulation, got a ball joint neck. It's on a hinge, a little bit of a ball joint right there, so you can articulate. Master Luke. And then he's got a swivel shoulder. This one is a bit of a ball joint and a hinge. He's got a swivel wrist. Obviously, the replaceable arms will have a hinge right here. The torso has ball joints, waist swivel. The hip joint, unfortunately, is just a swivel that goes here and like that, and like it just goes left and right, like it doesn't go forward and backward. But you know, in the movie, C-3PO doesn't really do a lot of hip movement. He just walks like this, right? So no need for that. The knee is on a hinge, and the foot is also on a hinge, like that. So that's that for articulation. All in all, I am very, very pleased with this sculpt. It's a great piece to assemble. 1.5 to 2 hours worth of your time. If you're really an experienced model kit builder, you're gonna do it in 1 hour easily. Okay, and to end this video, let's do some size comparisons. Here he is with the Hasbro version, and as you can see, big improvement just on the chrome itself, obviously. Even on the sculpt, this one I believe is more accurate. He looks more elongated. The fists look more accurate on this one. Easily, this is my choice. If I had a place to display my C-3PO, this is the one I wanna go to. Head sculpt, chrome is just blurring things out, but come on, really, this is how it should be. The Bandai version, I guess, is the way it should be. Okay, will he work well with the other figures? Absolutely. Here he is with R2-D2. Just lower the camera so you get a better view of the height disparity. Here it is with Han Solo. Let me move the Hasbro C-3PO right there. Very nice. And finally with Master Luke. All right. The base. You can easily stand it right here. There, and it's a nice little fit. It's not gonna rock anywhere like that. So with that, I would like to end this review by saying this figure, for all intents and purposes, deserves a 9.5 out of 10. My only gripe about it, and this is I'm really nitpicking on it, is the way you assemble it. There's a lot of unnecessary pieces that I felt shouldn't have been done in as a very tiny piece. Perhaps they could have made the pieces bigger so that they would snap in easily. I mean, if they made this is just me, okay? And I know this is for the hardcore model kit collectors, and you know, don't take anything away from the experience. This is how you should build model kits. But I'm just saying, if they made the assembly, if Bandai made the assembly less cumbersome, less tedious, and a little bit, just a tad bit easier, like take the level down to, instead of level 10 difficult, to like level 8 or 7, they'd sell more kits, because they have a very accurate design. It looks fantastic, and I think, you know, just making it a little bit more simpler in assembly could spell a great difference in sales for these things. So with that, I am once again very, very excited to build it. I look forward to my next model kit. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, that's why I only bought C-3PO, but right now I can see myself building more. The next one I'm looking at is the Captain Phasma figure, because I love the, again, it's really for the chrome pieces. I'm just deciding if I should get the episode 7 or the episode 8 version, and then maybe a General Grievous, because let's face it, the next best 1/12 scale General Grievous figure is the Elite series, which is not really that great. And I don't see Hasbro making a Black Series General Grievous anytime soon, unless they do a Build-A-Figure. They go through the motions of making a Build-A-Figure series, which is not going to happen. So I guess my next thing should be the to get General Grievous in the 1/12 scale is the Bandai model kit. So sorry for the lengthy review. Try to be as detailed as I can with this. If you're not really into the model kit building type of hobby, this is not for you. Just if you really want it, just pay somebody or have a buddy build it for you, and then you can just display it. But if you're gonna do it yourself and you're not really, you've not done a Bandai model kit before, like a Gundam, whatnot, you might have a hard time and you might get disappointed with the amount of difficulty this thing has. But it's not impossible. It is absolutely very doable. You just have to devote some time and effort to it. But once you've done it, it's just great. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, Bandai. This has been the Star Wars C-3PO 1/12 scale Bandai model kit. Thanks for watching.